Hi, so we're on the final section, Section 8 reports, part of the Module 5 access that's part of our ECDL, European Computer Driving Licence here at Coventry University. So we're going to cover creating a quick report, modifying, deleting existing reports using the demo that we usually use, previewing, printing, grouping data, sorting data, doing a calculation within the summary options and externally, and then finally we're going to export some data to text format. I think we'll do as our example. So if you want to come along with me, please do. Okay, so this time we're going to look at reports. You can see I've got some here in our demo clubs database, and we're going to just change it to looking at reports only in our access object, so we can see. I double click on our first report. You can see that reports are used for compiling information, printing it out and using it particularly for lay people in meetings who want to just see the information they want to see. So you can have it grouped by certain things. This report's very basic, group club reference going on there, then the data, headings across the top, it's got a name and it's got a calculation in it and page numbering. So if we go into the back end of the report, into right click and then design view, so this is how that looks on the front end. They're the headings that you see across the top, and this is the data, the areas that hold the data. And this is the calculation. We can do one of these later together. And it's also got a heading that we can extend and we can add text to, etc. if we wanted to. And we can also move these. The most important thing is if you do move these, if you extend them and move that to the other end or something, you must move its partner. So the page header, labels, the headings need to go with the labeled data as well, so they need to be tallying together. Because if you look on the front end, they're right below each other, or they should be pretty close to where they are. Okay? So just close that. We're going to create a very simple report to start with. So into the Create tab, I'm just going to drop this down so we can see all access objects. And we're going to create a report based on the clubs table again, like we've done before. So here's our quick report, a basic report. If I click on there, and because I was on club entry form, there it's done it straight away. So let's just close that and don't save it. Whoops, cancel. Close and don't save. If I was clicked on the club table as I wanted to be, into create and on there again, to see how quickly it creates that report very fast, and it's replicates it exactly as it is. I'm just going to close this one as well. So be careful when you're using things that you are selecting in the right area before you go. Now the other way we use reports, the way we want to use them, is a report wizard, because we have control over what fields we want to use and how we want to do things. And this way also allows us to pick what we're going to base the report on to begin with. So we could use queries as well to make a report. Okay, so we're doing it on the table clubs. I'm not going to take the references over. I'm going to take the club name and then the other ones, just like I did before with the form. I'm not going to have a start timer, and I'm going to take the hours over and then next. Now this is grouped by part of the grouping that you can do in a report. You can group it by room number, but I'm going to take that back by using this single chevron, so there, and I'm going to group it by club name. So I'm going to take that over so that it's showing in blue there, and the other fields are below it, and then next. Now you can sort particular data, so I could sort this by session fee or hours or room number. We could actually do it by room number ascending. And then this area here is the option where we can, summary options, where we can actually do a simple calculation. And because we have a numerical field in here, which is hours, and we've got a session fee as well, let's do a sum of the hours that are being used. Okay, and then OK, and then back through to next. This is your layout step, so next, and then you can add something on the end to change the name if you wish, and then finish. And then here's that report. You can see it's grouped by club names. All the information under each of the named clubs is sectioned off. You have a summary calculation that we did on the sum. If we go, this is in print preview. Naturally, if you close print preview, it goes into the design view automatically. And if I drag this out, you can see, whoops, just try and drag that out of it. You can see that some that's going on there. Some of them are a bit tight, so they might need to be just dragged out a little bit. On the front end, if you go back through here, you can see that actually you can see them a little bit better. And I think this one at the bottom earlier was very tight. The grand total wasn't really big enough for it. So back into the design view, like I said before, you could drag this out. You could make that through the home tab. You could make that black. You could make it a bit larger. And you can shift these things around if you wanted to. You can use in the design tab, you also have the date and time again here, and you can click that and have date and OK, and there it is up there. You can also use page numbers, so you can be asked in the test to position them a particular way. You want number of numbers, number of format, or just page number, and then you can have them in a particular position, and then OK, and then you will get them coming in. There's our page numbers, and there's a date down there as well. You can delete these like that, and there's our page numbers back to the other view. There's the date up there, and if we come down, eventually you can see your page 1 of 1. So this is a report, simple. If we wanted to do a calculation ourselves, if we go back to this club entry form report that we had earlier, right click and design view, and it has this function in here. Let's do this together. We're going to be totaling the session fee. So if I just delete that out, and then I go up here and use this text box label, drag it out like that. This is the area you put your text in, so this would be the area that we'd be calling our total or grand total, depending. And this is the area where we would use our function. So remember, we'd be using the similar as Excel, so equals sum. The difference is that we use an open bracket, and then whatever fields we're dealing with, we must put in square brackets. So we put in session fee exactly as it's put in here. So let's just check where session fee is, and there it is. We're going to type it exactly as fee, square bracket there, and then close off with a round bracket. And if you go to the front, and you can see that that's our total there. Okay, so that's actually, whoops, that's actually doing it in ourselves, putting it in ourselves. And we could shift this over a bit closer so it looks a bit better, or we could even take the whole thing over to this end and make it a bit neater. And the same with these double-sided, these four-sided arrows are actually able to drag stuff around and then back in the front again. So you can do those sorts of things. Printing wise, if you go to the print preview here, you can see how it looks, and it comes up in print preview automatically, and then you have the option to change other things that can go on in here as well. So remember that there is no page layout tab. So the final thing we're going to do, I'm just going to close that print preview and close these down. And what I'm going to do is I want to just do the final thing, which is exporting data to various areas. So if we're going to export something, we might want to export, for example, the contact query. So you can right click on it and you can use export, and then you pick the type of export you're doing. So let's export it as a text file. You click on there. You can see that exactly what you're exporting, so you make sure that is correct, and if it isn't, you need to redo it in the test because obviously you're doing the wrong thing. You'll be asking the test to browse and navigate to a certain place, and it's usually Z drive in here, but we won't have that at the moment, so I'm just going to pop it on the desktop. It's named the same thing, it's a text file. You click on save. It usually says accept all default, so you just OK. Then what happens is you get a wizard coming up, and you go through the wizard and complete that exercise. So we've got everything here in delimited characters, commas and tabs. This one's in commas. And next. And it will ask you if you want it to do anything to change, so it's quite happy to do that. Go to the next, accept all defaults, finish, and then close this box. And then what happens is if I just come along here, and there's our text file that we've just exported in our desktop, just so you can see that, and that's are reports. That's the final part of it. So I hope you do well on your Access exam. It's straightforward. You just need to do it in small chunks, take your time on it, and it'll be absolutely fine.